wonderful opportunity, an exciting opportunity to talk about my favorite topic, and that's international and comparative criminal justice education. As a longtime educator in this field, we feel that, and have always felt that a course in comparative criminal justice education was imperative for any student getting a bachelor's degree or a master's degree in criminal justice. And the opportunity to explore the planet, it's shrinking. We need to know more about it, and we need to know how things operate in our field in other cultures. And so it makes this a tremendous opportunity to study that and learn the difference between a Metropolitan Police Bobby and a New York police officer on patrol. These and other kinds of examples are all very important to the education, a bachelor's degree education in criminal justice in America.
You know, Bill, that's a very good point. And as you are well aware, I've just recently finished a 40-year career in the criminal justice field, in local law enforcement, federal law enforcement, and also in corrections. And one of the things I've learned over that 40-year career is the complexities of what we do in the businesses have grown tremendously over that 40-year period. And understanding how other countries approach the problems related to crime and victimization, I think, are extremely important to inform how we go about our business. Just because we do it in the United States doesn't mean that's the right way to do it. And Bill, as you've told me in the past, a place like the United Kingdom has gone about criminal justice for centuries more than we have in the United States. So not only can we learn from the United Kingdom, we can certainly learn from other countries from an international perspective as to how we can better do our job here as corrections experts, policing, courts, probation, what have you.
A lot of times people, and I've had many students ask me, well, why did you choose England? Could you have gone to Paris, or could you go to Italy, or wherever it might be? Yes, those are all possibilities. Initially, we chose England from very much an academic standpoint for our field, because English common law is the heritage for our structure of laws in America. And so it was a much more integral part of our history to see how we evolved with our system compared to how the English set it up. And I said that was one reason. A practical reason was just communication. If we went to England to study, we didn't have any trouble translating. But England had both practical and an academic reasons and dynamics that we needed to look at. So that's why we chose England. And it can be, as true, can be Germany, it could be any place, but England has worked with this program for a long time.
Important piece of that is we have such an established relationship through the criminal justice apparatus with Great Britain. That's another piece, important piece as to why you guys zeroed in on London all those years ago. What year was that, by the way, Bill?
Well, I first started going with the crew in 1978, and it was that was quite a few years ago, and I was a lad at 12. No, it's been a long time career, and we've had an opportunity to look at that system. And I just might mention quickly that we're not excluding the criminology side of it either, because criminologically, it's fascinating to study the difference in crime patterns and why things happen in England as opposed to how they happen in America, and what are the similarities and differences, and all of the impacts that the various aspects have, like not carrying guns by their police and our guns on our police, and the gun control laws themselves. How do these impact the crime rate and the various patterns? So it has a criminological aspect plus the practical that Mark was speaking about, and the applied aspect, and it gives us a chance to look at all of those things. They will live culturally in another culture, and it's compared to ours. And I'm sure Abby has found that out with her experiences here in America. It's different, isn't it?
Yes, I feel that being able to understand those different criminal justice systems, those cultural aspects, and those criminological theories that Dr. Wakefield just mentioned will allow you to become a more rounded individual. And that will also help you in any of your future criminological classes or any career that you decide to take after your bachelor's.
Well, we thought about that as we were trying to build the class for the spring semester, knowing that we might not be able to go. And I think we can get a very rich experience by bringing the practitioners to the classroom instead of us traveling there. And Zoom has really provided an opportunity to do that, building upon the relationships that you and others have built for so long. Dr. Wakefield and others have really done a good job about establishing relationships with the practitioners over there. And I think through the Zoom environment, we can bring those speakers right into the classroom. And what we've talked about doing is having the speakers record their presentation, but then we will also build questions into that presentation that were presented by the students that are sitting in the class. So although we may not do that presentation live where the students can have that exchange right there in the classroom, we will provide the speakers with questions beforehand so they can finish their presentation and then respond to the questions that the students have asked beforehand. And we can do that from officials from the prisons, Pentonville, Wormwood Scrubs. We can do that. We've had a really good expert in the terrorism field. We have a good expert at Gravesend in the police academy that I think would be happy to speak to our class. We certainly have contacts at the Supreme Court there and the American Embassy as well. And we also have speakers. Thank you again to Dr. Wakefield from the criminal court system, both their what we consider the felony court and the magistrate's court.
For more information about the Comparative Criminal Justice Systems in England global course, head to viatrm.unomaha.com. Students interested in the spring course can apply directly on the program page.